Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session based on the idea of potential and taking a cap or limit of potential. And while I think a lot of us believe that potential itself is infinite and unlimited, and it's other variables that create limitations like time and resources and connections or knowledge and certain things like that, the concept that most people have is that they can't or aren't able to do more than a certain amount because there is a way of looking backwards that is evidence of a belief system which is backwards looking in nature, what we'd call a lagging indicator. So from that perspective, if you've never achieved something before, that might be evidence that you can't do it in the future. Or if in the past you've not been great with money, you might say, well, I always do this. And that becomes a belief system that can lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy. What most people try and do to fight this is rather than dealing with the belief system, they focus on the action. Now, the problem is that if you focus on doing things differently, but the beliefs stay the same, quite often it can lead to self-sabotage. And when that self-sabotage prevents the resources from being activated and you don't get the outcome, it can be more evidence that you can't do the thing and the belief cycle continues. What you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is an element of future pacing, so enabling the client to see a future success level that is beyond their current limitations, and then the qualities required to make that happen. And there was two key things that they wanted to have the ability to really pursue the life that they wanted. One is financial freedom, which I think most people would define as having a passive income that exceeds living expenses. And when you have that, effectively, it gives you an infinite runway to be able to do whatever you want to do. And most people don't have that infinite runway because if they don't turn up for work, they get fired. And if they get fired, they can't pay their bills. And then there's all these kind of problems. So most people are in this kind of hamster wheel or this rat race. Once you've got a certain level of income, either in terms of net worth, that means you don't have to think about money, or ideally passive cash flow coming in that exceeds your cost, then you've got the ability to sit back and say, what do I actually want to do? Where do I want to live in the world? What do I want to do with my time? Who do I want to be with? And how do I want to live my life? And that's a lovely place to get to. But having the belief that it's possible to get to that place and having a strategy to do it is quite important. And an online course that I created called Hypnotic Wealth really talks about the limitations that most people have, which is based on fear of loss. Is beliefs and fears are the two key things that stop people having a level of financial freedom that they want. If you're curious, check out the link in the show notes or check out my website, adamcox.co.uk, for more information on Hypnotic Wealth. For now, though, this session is all about potential and possibilities. And I would encourage you to get the most out of this is to think about asking yourself the question, if there were no limitations on what you could do, what kind of life would you want? And that's a very good way of priming your brain to think about and maximize the benefits of this session. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just feel that tension is being released in that outward breath. So as you breathe in and breathe out, feel a sense of increasing resourcefulness. And exhale that tension, any stress, any worries, any anxiety, just feel it leave your body as you consider just breathing in and breathing out. A transfusion of emotions. Breathing in what you need, exhaling what you don't. So much so that every single breath makes you feel more and more resourceful and just releases anything you've been holding on to that is no longer useful right here, right now. Stress can be useful to deal with certain demands. Anxiety can be useful to avoid an undesirable outcome. Anger can be useful if something you value is being violated. In the right context, every emotion is useful. But right here, right now, as you breathe in and breathe out, the only emotions you need are the emotions of relaxation and the release of whatever you're holding on to. As your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine you are living in a house or an apartment of your future. I don't know if this will be 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years in the future. But use the power of your imagination to imagine what would be a dream house for you. Imagine the location, the type of building. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine you're walking through the front door. Explore this place. As your unconscious mind starts to wonder, who do you need to be and what do you need to have accomplished? Not to deserve a place like this, but to simply make it realistic and probable that you have a place like this. See the architecture, see all of the designs, the layout. And I want you to imagine going to a particular room that we can call the control room. As here in this place, this house becomes a metaphor for a part of your subconscious mind that we can call change. Imagine standing in front of the door to the control room as I count down from 5 to 1, and with each descending number, you will feel more relaxed, but equally you will imagine opening the door before walking inside. 5, releasing any tension in your forehead, jaw. 4, neck and shoulders. 3, arms and legs. Just allow them to become limp, loose, light and heavy at the same time as you imagine opening the door, 2 and then 1, walking through the door and closing the door behind you. And find yourself perhaps in a futuristic control room. Imagine a huge screen the size of a cinema and a control panel to influence those things that you wouldn't normally be able to influence. I want you to see a dial or a control panel for discipline and just turn it all the way up. And maybe there's a dial for worthiness, your ability to evaluate how deserving you are, and just turn that up as well. I want you to imagine there is some kind of a trade-off, like a fader on a mixing desk, where on one side is concentration and focus, and on the other, inspiration and creativity. And realize that this can be dynamic and change. There'll be some times where you really need and want that focus. And there'll be some times where you want your mind to jump around and find whatever is appealing to your deep subconscious. I want you to imagine somewhere in that control room represents a limit to your capability. Perhaps this is a limit of effort, productivity, or deservingness. And just imagine that limit perhaps as a threshold where the dial can't go anymore. And I want you to imagine releasing that threshold. So whatever limit was on you before is now doubled. Allow your subconscious mind to accept the idea that you can do twice what you could do in the past. Breathe in and breathe out. And imagine in that control room is a very comfortable reclining chair. And imagine that you've got the perfect view of this cinema-sized screen in the control room. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel that you're becoming more and more relaxed on this reclining chair as you allow the screen to give you a glimpse of your future. Whatever you would consider to be visualizing life as you would want it to be. You stare into the screen, feeling more and more relaxed. Notice that you are confidently navigating your finances, moving closer each day to surpassing your living costs with passive income. See that every step you take in managing your money brings you closer to the freedom to pursue your deepest passions. See yourself on that screen, using the extra time that comes with a longer runway to do more exercise, to eat better. As you see that version of you with ever increasing health, improving with each and every healthy choice you make, and see that your body is becoming energized, physically energized, but also mentally energized. See yourself working out, and with every workout, notice that you look stronger and more capable. Capable, in fact, of achieving great feats of fitness. As you see that future version of you working out more, it reminds you of all of those neural pathways built from your past as you awaken athletic neural pathways. In fact, see yourself becoming a beacon of discipline, effortlessly focusing on what truly moves the needle in your life. See yourself as someone that isn't just aware of the Pareto principle, but utilizes it. Spending your time on whatever will give you the biggest return and have the biggest impact. see yourself becoming a leader, a great leader, as your ability to lead shines brighter each and every day, influencing positively everyone around you. See a version of you in the future where the passive income exceeds your expenses, giving you this infinite runway to pursue what truly matters. And see yourself finding joy and excitement in learning new things, enriching your life and expanding your horizons. I want you to step into that future version of you, the disciplined, focused version of you with double the capabilities. Feel that you are effortlessly attracting all the resources you need to become your vision, removing any caps on your success. The decisions you make align perfectly with the future you desire. And feel that discipline deep within you, giving you the ability to prioritize impactful actions, giving you the ability to master your own destiny. Feel a sense of deep confidence and leadership. In that body of you in the future, imagine waking up the very next day feeling more capable and prepared to exceed your own expectations. You are worthy of the life you desire. You possess the power to shape your future, focusing on those goals and intentions that bring you closer to your ideal life. Feel magnetized, that you are a magnet for opportunities that boost your passive income, giving you the freedom you desire. And feel a relentless commitment to your health and well-being, and feel it radiating from you. That your fitness and endurance are quickly becoming back to the best they've ever been, giving you the ability to deal with difficult circumstances with a sense of inner strength, powering you through challenges with ease. Leadership is not just when interacting with other people. Feel that you are a natural leader of all your sub-personalities, all of your ego states, giving you the ability to excel in all areas of your life, from personal projects, finances, health and well-being, to interacting with other people. I want you to imagine that discipline and focus is a muscle like any other. It gets stronger with practice and gets even stronger with heavier challenges. The more disciplined and focused you become, the more disciplined and focused you can become. As those muscles get stronger and stronger, you are creating a life of abundance where your passions fuel your day-to-day existence. Feel that every action you take is a step towards a future where your passive income grants you infinite possibilities. But more than the money, feel that you are great at prioritizing your time, making decisions, and doing the things that give you back more of what you truly desire. Feel that you are rewriting the story of your life. The cap and the limit is gone. Success is now unlimited, and every goal is within reach. I want you to see that future version of you, perhaps 10 or 15 years in the future. See yourself having lived this way for a long period of time. See yourself being responsible with your success, respectful of your success, and incredibly self-aware, knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and setting the boundaries and systems to play you to your strengths and create friction and resistance to your weaknesses. Breathe in and breathe out, and before you leave this control room, turn up that dial on confidence, turn up that dial on optimism, as you feel a wave of inspiration, motivation, and discipline resonate in every cell in your body. As you leave the control room, find yourself back in this house of your future, feeling a sense of inevitability, that you are taking the reins in your life, steering it in the direction you desire, feeling that progress can happen whenever you choose it to, with no reason at all why you can't make radical, extreme progress in at least one area of your life on any given day. Breathing in, breathing out, feel like you're returning to the present as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Feel like you're connecting into the present moment. As very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, motivated, inspired and disciplined, with a feeling that a limit has now been removed and powerful resources have now been unlocked. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.